Alright, so here is our updated tier list for hunters, and I'll also be going over weapons, that being for Jinwoo, so you understand who you should be summoning for. As you can see from my summons here, it's very clear I focus certain hunters, and I'll explain why shortly. So first off, let's go to our banners. This is the most important thing here. You can see there are two options. When it comes to the rate up banner, you have Cha, and we also have Silvermane Yunhu. I can tell you right now, just based on events alone, ignoring the unit's potential, you want to go for Cha. Cha is one of the strongest units we have in the game right now, if not the absolute strongest. Her abilities are absolutely crazy. If we look at her skills, which I'll show you right here, you can see they do a ton of damage, and she's a light damage healer, which is exactly what you need for multiple battles in the game. And one of her basic skills here, the Dancer, has an astounding effect. If you look here, the Dancer, that being the skill here, can be used an infinite number of times while the effect is active, that being Waltz of the Sword. So when the user lands a crit, it applies the Waltz of the Sword effect, so as long as she crits, she can use a skill an infinite number of times, making this skill so amazing. You'll see everyone spamming it if they have Cha. I am guilty of this because this skill is amazing. Now, ignoring just how powerful she is, you do have to know one thing: how important events are in soul leveling Arise. If you look here, just by doing this very simple dice rolling event, you are guaranteed Cha's exclusive weapon. These are not easy to get, you need a ton of material, so getting these for free really does put the edge on her abilities. If you are comparing her to a hunter you can get their weapon for, well, they are going to get the edge right away. That is why for Silvermane Yunhu, you can see there's no event for them right now. Even though they're on the rate up banner, their event has long ended, and their banner only has 6 days left. That means you only have 6 days to get additional easy dupes for them, whereas the banner for Cha has over 20 days. That means as the events go on, and as the global rewards do come in for the game's release, you can get more dupes of her, instantly making her better, and the more dupes of Cha you have, the more damage you will do. So with the rate up banners, ignoring any tier lists, Cha is the unit you want to go for, and on our tier list, well, Cha is actually better than Silvermane Yunhu. They are a powerful unit, I'll give them that, but Cha does get the edge. And don't get me started on her one ability that is so useful. If you missed it, she applies the unrecoverable effect, so that means your targets cannot heal, and trust me, that's a big deal. You'll thank me later once you start fighting enemies that do heal. This effect will come in clutch. Now, jumping into the more confusing summon, that is the custom draw we have. You get to pick your own rate up list, and if you look at the rates info, the rate does increase by 3-fold. You still have the chance to pull all these regular units here, and by regular I mean they're not on your rate up list. So for your rate up list, you do have to pick the SSRs you want to actually pull. It is very important, so you should know which SSRs to go for. And just by playing this game for so long, I can tell you right now, Jinwoo will carry you in this game. She is so powerful. Even if she's missing a type advantage, she is undefeatable. She never dies. She is a solid tank. And the reason why she is so tanky is because she scales off HP, so all her skills will deal more damage based on how much HP you have, which obviously is a very good problem. It's very easy to get HP in this game with artifacts and artifact sets, so she becomes instantly tanky and deals damage from it, on top of providing a bunch of break and also shields. So I have to let you know, Jinwoo is the one hunter you want multiple of. She wasn't on my personal rate up list. That's because I already have the maximum copies for her. In a few days I'll get the final one, getting an A5 Jinwoo, so you can tell that I actually use her because she is such a good unit. And next up we have Emma. Let me just show you something super interesting. Let's go ahead and click through her skills and I'll show you what's interesting. She has break on her basic attacks, break on her skills, we have medium break, we have heavy break, we have light break, we have every single break here. All her abilities deal break, and one important thing you have to note is that getting dupes of Emma is so powerful. Look at her A5 bonus, she provides a 77.77% damage increase buff. That is insane. So she is one of the best units, providing a ton of break, so that's why I recommend you try to get her, especially in the beginning. And for your weapons, I do always do a 2 split, so you go for 2 hunters and then 2 weapons as well. Plum is the absolute best in this crit meta. You can see Plum provides a bunch of critical damage. This ability has an infinite duration, stacking up to 3 times, so an instant 36% boost to your crit damage. Who wouldn't want that? On top of providing a bunch of attack increases, and when you get more dupes in, well, you already know what that's all about. You'll get a ton of damage boost. These 2 hunters and a single weapon are the absolute units in the game right now. You must go for them to have a very positive experience as you play. Now for your next weapon, I do recommend either going for the Huntsman or the Grimoire. The Huntsman is the most powerful light weapon we have, obviously. It is the only one on this list, so it does help you throughout the game. It provides break, which is very shocking. Even though it's just weak break, it's still very good, and the effect is also very powerful. So it is a weapon you want to try to get at least even one copy for. And the Grimoire is also amazing. A fantastic water elemental weapon. The skill it has freezes your enemies, making beating your enemies so much easier. It increases your chances of survivability, on top of having that 4-second window when your enemies are all frozen. That is the main bonus of this skill. It provides a freeze effect. Basically, they're stuck in place and you deal more damage. It is 4 seconds long. It might not feel long, but it really is. You can gang up on those enemies and deal a ton of damage during that time, on top of having no damage applied to you, since again they are frozen. So that is the ideal combo. Now Scythe is another solid weapon, and it is very solid because you get a bunch of dupes, but even though it's very solid, you do get free copies as you play, and I'll show you exactly where this is from in your challenges tab. Let's go to, I believe it's chapter 9. Yep, so this is one example here of you getting the free SSR weapon. Scythe is the only one we get free copies for. One is in chapter 9, I believe there's one more in chapter 11 or 10, somewhere there. But yeah, you get 2 copies of Scythe, which is amazing because it's a solid weapon, and you're getting dupes for it, increasing your precision. And again, I want to show you, I live by the advice I provide. For my 2 main weapons, I'm using Scythe and Plum. They are some of the best weapons, again, as I've listed earlier, and as you get dupes in, they only get so much more powerful. They work off each other, since as you get multiple dupes, they provide an increase to dark damage. They are both dark damage weapons, so that stacking effect really does make them powerful, making them 2 weapons you must go for. So that should give you a good sense of who to summon for. And I know you can get Choi now. He was the previous Rate of Banner summon. They are powerful, but the thing is they can't crit. It doesn't make them weak, but their playstyle, honestly in my opinion, is very clunky. So you can go for other summons that I mentioned earlier. I have them at A3, that means I have 4 copies of them, and I can't recommend them honestly. That's just my opinion, of course, but based on the play I've seen from them, there are far better units you should be going for. And one unit you should not sleep on is Min. Min is absolutely amazing. He will carry you in the later stages of the game. He provides heal and a bunch of utility, so you should not miss out on him providing damage bonuses and heal. You really don't want to sleep on that, since having a solid support unit is tough to find in this game currently. Summoning this game is very important, and I want you to know that this was just a list for the SSR units. We do have solid SR units as well. You have units like Nam here. You also have Juno. These are all solid units. They all have their own place in the game. A breaker, a freezer. For example, Jinho is a solid breaker, and you get a bunch of dupes for him in events and the challenge mode as well. So you do want to look out for the units you get free copies of. That makes them even better. SR units are no joke, but the SSR ones are the ones you want to focus for, since you can't control which ones you get to an extent. You do not want to waste your draw tickets. Trust me when I say they are very, very tough to get. So using them to get the proper units will make your gaming experience that much better. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like on this video, drop a comment as well if you have any suggestions, and make sure you definitely subscribe if you do want more soul leveling rise content like this. This is Zaf signing out.